First at 5, a vice presidential visit just days before Michigan's primary. Kamala Harris touched down at Ford International Airport just before 12:30 this afternoon, shortly after she was escorted to Fountain Street Church in Grand Rapids for a roundtable. The event was part of her Fight for Reproductive Freedoms tour as the conversation about abortion made its way back into the headlines this week. Our Max Goldwasser was there. He joins us now live with a recap of how the day went. Hey, Max.
Yeah, hey Josh, it was just a few hours ago the vice president was here inside Fountain Street Church in downtown Grand Rapids, joining other state leaders like Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Senator Debbie Stabenow, and Congresswoman Hillary Scholten to join in on a roundtable, like you said, in her words, Kamala Harris's words, to criticize the oppressive and very restrictive legislation that several other states have passed when it comes to anti-abortion laws, but also she wanted to praise how the leaders in Michigan have made it very clear where they stand on this issue.
One does not have to give up or in any way abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do with her body.
Vice President Kamala Harris addressing what she believes is the root cause in the battle over reproductive rights, a battle that's been ongoing since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June of 2022.
So this is an issue that is about fundamental freedoms and liberty, and it is an issue about harm, real harm that is happening to people every day in our country. And one must then ask, well, okay, how did this happen? And I would say, ask who's to blame.
Harris pointing to the previous administration for putting the country in this position. Michigan, though, making its stance very clear, cementing legalized abortion in the state's constitution. But as Senator Debbie Stabenow stressed, the fight is far from over.
We did it. We got it in the state constitution, protecting our freedom. We passed a great governor and legislative body that would cement that for us. And then we turn around and realize that literally all of this can be stripped away, with a national abortion ban, which they are trying to do at every level.
Just this week, Alabama ruled frozen embryos can be considered children under state law. Critics calling it an extreme measure that'll negatively impact fertility treatment.
Even though we have come so far in Michigan, women like me are still terrified about what might happen.
Let's understand the connection between all of these issues and the responsibility and the role that we each have to protect these fundamental freedoms and the people of America to be able to make decisions about their own lives and the future of their family.
Vice President Kamala Harris closed her comments by saying the people of Michigan cannot sit back and take comfort without also understanding that elections matter. We assume that was a rather direct reference to the upcoming presidential primary on Tuesday here in the state of Michigan, February 27th. And I do want to know, while that conversation was going on inside, we heard reports outside of a group of protesters standing there with signs that said "Free Gaza" and "Ceasefire," referencing another very controversial issue at play in America right now. Here in downtown Grand Rapids, Max Goldwasser, Fox 17 News.